بر علی و اولاد علی با آواز بلند صلوات. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل. نعم المولى ونعم النصير. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الصلاة والسلام على خير خلقه ونور عرشه خاتم النبيين صاحب طه وياسين أحمد مجتبى أبي القاسم محمد. وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين من العان إلى قيام يوم الدين. صلى الله عليك يا أبا عبد الله. صلى الله عليك يا ابن رسول الله. روحي وجسمي وأرواح العالمين لك الفداء يا غريب يا مظلوم يا شهيد بعرض كربلاء. ثم السلام عليكم يا أهل الأضاء الحسين جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. قال الله تعالى في القرآن الحكيم والفرقان المجيد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الرسول ما بلغ ما أنزل إليك من ربك فإن لم تفعل فما بلغت رسالة والله يحسمك من الناس. قال الله تعالى قال الله رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله إن الحسين مصباح الهدى وسفينة النجاة. صلوات. In this second Majlis of MUHARRAM from this center in Watford, where Masumin are gathered, where our Imam himself comes and receives condolences from the Mu'mineen. I wish to start with the importance of this Azaa Khana. Because if we understood this, we would be here, all of us, very early, because we know our Aimma are here. We know our Imam is here. And we would sit there ready to give them condolences. Today, in this center, you recite the Masaib of Habib ibn Madahir. And inshallah, in my silsila, I will bring the full Masaib in 2 majlises. But today, I wish to narrate a story of an alim, a great alim, who dreamt, Habib ibn Mazahir. He dreamt that he saw Habib ibn Mazahir in his dream. And as he sees Habib, this alim says, "You are the shuhada of Karbala. You are the Habib of Abu Abdullah. You are the friend. You are the faqih. You have achieved so much. What would you wish more to achieve? Do you wish anything more than this?" And Habib says, "You are right. O alim, I have achieved this shahada with Abu Abdullah. But there is one wish in my heart that remains." And he says, that wish is that I wish I could come with you, Azadaran Hussein, and sit in the Mahazah with you. Even the Shaheed are aware of the great position of Azza Khana Hussein. Salawat. Indeed, when you cast your eyes to Karbala, and I told you yesterday that sometimes I'll give you glimpses of what happens in Karbala today. And today you find that there are various Azadaran Hussein arriving in Karbala, various kafilas. And having witnessed it myself during Muharram, you find there are people from Turkestan, there are people from Azerbaijan, there are people from Africa, there are people from Pakistan, from India, from England, each of them coming in their daira, entering the Karbala Mu'alla with their shoes taken off and saying, "Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein," as they enter. In their hearts, it is Salam to Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. Each of them doing Azaya Hussein in their own languages. And one of the most moving things that I saw was that there were people, as they came near Karbala Mu'alla, they came down and went flat on the ground. And on their hands crawling, they are saying, every crawl that they do, we say, "Assalamu alayka ya Abu Abdullah." They go towards the haram of Imam Hussein, crawling, "Ya Abu Abdullah, we are here. Labbaik ya Hussein." They keep on saying, "Labbaik ya Hussein." And as they say Labbaik, they reach haram of Abu Abdullah al-Hussein. Let us join our voices from Watford today again in the same Labbaik as they say Labbaik, joining the haram of Hussein 3 times. Let us say, "Labbaik ya Hussein, Labbaik ya Hussein, Labbaik ya Hussein." Bar Muhammadin wa Ali Muhammad salawat. An Urdu poet beautifully says about this Mahe Azah. He says, "Karte nahi hai hum kisi mausam ka intezar. Karte nahi hai hum kisi mausam ka intezar. Rehta hai bas Hussein ke matam ka intezar. रहता है बस हुसैन का मातम के इंतजार. बेताब जिस तरह से तड़पती है मछलियाँ, बेताब जिस तरह से तड़पती है मछलियाँ, करते हैं उस तरह से मुहर्रम का इंतज़ार. करते हैं उस तरह से मुहर्रम का इंतज़ार. अपने गुनाहों का, अपने गमों का सिर्फ ये मातम तबीब है. अपने गमों का सिर्फ ये मातम तबीब है. अश्के गमे हुसैन दवाए मरीज है. सलावत. So our Shair is talking about how we await, for my younger brothers who did not understand in Urdu, how we await for this month of Muharram. How our hearts keep on saying, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein. We are like that fish that comes out of the sea and wants to get back into the sea because it starts trembling when it's out of water. We Hussainis, Azadars, when we do not have Azai Hussein, we are like that fish. We need to understand the azma of this Azai Hussein. Our sixth Imam, Imam Jafar Sadiq, Salawatullah, turned to his ashab Fudail and he says, O Fudail, do you sit and discuss us in your gatherings? And Fudail replied, may my life be ransom to you. Naam yabna Rasulillah. Yes, we do. Imam said, you give life to our affairs, and whoever remembers us or is reminded of us, a small tear falls from his eyes. Allah will forgive all his sins. Just that one tear. Even if it is greater than the drops, if his sins are greater than the drops of the sea. This Muharram is all about preparation. And yesterday I told you about why people have analyzed Azadari and the institution of Azadari. How it has an impact in the whole world. Today, moving on with my topic of love of Ahlul Bayt, the center ground of our faith, the center ground of our Iman, and the part of our Iman which, if it goes away, our Iman is nothing. We do need to move on that. But few points for my younger brothers. When we are sitting here in this Majlis, what do we expect to achieve from here? What do you wish to take away from this Majlis Azhar? This Majlis is a university of reformation and platform for healing of wounds and platform of connecting with Ahlul Bayt. Imam Rida salawatullahi alayhi says, those who gather in majlis that give life to our affairs, on the day of judgment, when people's hearts will die of fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, on that day, these people who cried for us, their hearts will be alive. Great azma of the Azadariya Hussein. And this is the place where we have fountain of knowledge. We talked about Misbahul Khuda. Hussein is that torch of knowledge that keeps on emanating knowledge. We have Basul Ilm wal Ma'rifah from these gatherings of the Majlises. How many of us have come? And there are many stories of what we get from this Azai Hussein. What we get from Alam Abu Fazl Abbas. What we get from Zarih Hussein. All our difficulties are washed away. We just come and pray in the Tawassul of Abu Fazl Abbas, and all our difficulties go away and our wishes are granted. That's another advantage of this Majlis, my younger brothers. When you come here, any wish you have, ask in the name of Hussein. This is the platform where we detach ourselves from the world and connect with Ahlul Bayt and the hereafter. Majlis of Hussein, as we hear the stories of Awna Muhammad and Qasim, we instill bravery in our young ones and ourselves. And when we hear about Habib ibn Mazahir, the older people say, Ya Hussein, we are still here for you. We are not old, we are here for your message. This is a platform to reach out those who are in difficulties. Reach out to those people who need to know about a message of Hussein. And we hear this great campaign, Who is Hussein? In the whole world now. And everywhere people do something in giving out. When you think about Mawla Hussein, Hur and his whole army came to stop him, but he gave them water, whatever water he had. This is Hussein who gives, and we as Hussainis should give. I remember going to Canada many years back, and I saw that they collect during the month of Muharram tin foods and things, and then on the day of Ashura or day before Ashura, they go to the homeless, those who are poor, and say, here, this is the gift from Hussein for you. We should be thinking of things, gifts for Hussein, gifts from Hussein, remembering Hussein. And this is a place, while we are seated, we may not be able to see, but believe you me, my brothers, angels descend here. Angels are covering you with rahmah, the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And it is not me who says, listen to hadith-e kisa that you listen to every day. We say, وَنَزَلَتْ عَلَيْهِمُ الرَّحْمَةُ وَحَفَّتْ بِهُ الْمَلَائِكَةُ وَاسْتَغْفِرَتْ إِلَّا يَتَفَرَّقُونَ. The angels pray for you with rahmah until you get to your destination, till you leave this center. There is forgiveness being asked for you. This is the great azma. And how can it not be when our 12th Imam, Waliul Asr, Hujjat ibn al-Hasan, salawatullah, in Ziyarat-e-Nahya, he says, Ya Jadda, Bakkan sabha wa masha, badali dumhi dama. Oh, my grandfather, Hussein, day and night I cry for you. Day and night. We just cry for a few moments when Masaib is recited. Our Mawla is crying day and night for Hussein. And then he says, I don't just cry the tears, I cry the tears of blood. This is the azma of this Adai Hussein. And the love of Ahlul Bayt that we need to inculcate in our hearts, in our minds. It is the cornerstone of our faith. Marifah of Ahlul Bayt is the hadaf, the target. Let us turn to Mawla Muttaqiyan, Asadullah al-Ghalib, Ali ibn Abi Talib, salawatullahi alayhi. In khutbah number 85, my younger brothers, Nahjul Balagha is that center of wisdom, that khazana, that treasure that we must read. How Imam introduces Ahlul Bayt. How Imam says, what is the azma? I said yesterday that we'll be discussing what is the azma, what is the status of Ahlul Bayt. Look what Imam says. He says, he asks question. So where are you moving to? And where are you being driven? Which direction are you going? Where are you being driven by these desires of this world? And then he says, the signs of guidance are standing. Indication of virtues are clear. The minarets of lights have been fixed. If you see, whenever a boat comes into the harbor, there is these lighthouses that direct the boat not to go and hit the rocks that are there. Mawla is saying, we are like those lighthouses. If you do not want to be destroyed in this world and hit the rocks and get your boats broken, follow the lighthouses that are there. Then he says, beautifully, where are you being taken astray? Why are you being taken astray? He says, how are you groping in darkness? Why are you in darkness? You love Ahlul Bayt. You feel Ahlul Bayt is the personality that will give you guidance. Then why is your life in darkness? Why are you going around trying to hold this and that in darkness? While you have the Ahlul Bayt of the Prophet with you. They are the reins of the rights and the signs of the faith. Tongues of the truth, according to them, accord to them the same position. Mawla says, accord Ahlul Bayt the same position as Quran, because they are together with Quran. They are part of Quran. They are the walking, talking Quran. They are the practical Quran. Salawat. And then Mawla says a beautiful word. Now remember, when we say the words of Imam, they are considered Imamul Kalam. Means they are the highest form of the words. All these words that I have spoken, they can be not matched. And what does Mawla says? Come to the Ahlul Bayt. Come to them as a thirsty camel approaches the water spring in the desert. Let's think about it. When a camel walks towards the spring in a long desert, hasn't had water, what does camel do? It starts drinking water. And it takes time. It drinks water. It satisfies its thirst. And then it stores the water so that it can help it for the hereafter. It can help him for the journey afterwards. And we should connect with Ahlul Bayt like this, where we seek knowledge, we accept knowledge, we learn from Nahjul Balagha, we learn from their personality. During these 10 days or 12 days that we have left, we will look at various glimpses of lives of Ahlul Bayt and say, what can we take from these lives? What can we take with us? How can we change our life? How we can reform our life? Our Mawla Hussain says, إِنَّمَا خَرَجْتُ لِطَلَبِ الْإِصْلَاحِ أُمَّةِ جَدِّ رَسُولِ اللَّهِ. I've left Medina to reform. We've got to ask, this Muharram, 1440, how are we going to reform ourselves? How are we going to change ourselves? What are we going to adapt from the seerah of Ahlul Bayt Salamullahi alayhi salawat? There are mu'mineen gathered here and they have love of Ahlul Bayt. Today, I give you a small qissa, a story of love of Ahlul Bayt. How important it is. And it is not an ordinary thing. One day, in Masjid al-Nabawi, a person came and said, Ya Rasulallah, Ya Rasulallah, I have great difficulties. We should actually consider this statement because we should go to our imams and our aimma for help. Ask them to pray for you. So, in this living time, we have got our Imam Zamana, Waliul Asr, Hujjat ibn Hassan, salawat. How many times have you called out to your Imam? On those days in Prophet's time, people used to go. And they used to go to the Masjid al-Nabawi and say, Ya Rasulullah, we have this difficulty. Now, this is the gathering of the mu'mineen who love Ali. Listen to this statement. How our Nabi, our Rasul says, let us all raise hands. And then the hadith says, Kana man aadati alayhi salam. This was the habit of the Prophet. Whenever somebody came to ask for the difficulties, he used to raise his two hands and says, Allahumma irham fulan. Allahumma irham fulan. Oh Allah, remove the difficulty of this person. And then he doesn't stop there. The Prophet says, Bihaqqi Ali Abi Talib salawatullahi alayhi. Who is doing this tawassul? Rasulullah himself is doing tawassul. Who is doing tawassul of Ali ibn Abi Talib? People accuse and people of intellectual thoughts talk about, we don't need to do tawassul. Look at this. Our holy Prophet is showing us this. Now the people were seated there. And you know there were people who were jealous. People who felt that the status of Ali ibn Abi Talib is so great. And Prophet is putting more and more his status up. Or announcing his status. So they started looking at each other. Every time somebody came and asked, Ya Rasulullah, I have this difficulty, pray for me. And he used to say, Allahumma irham ila fulan bihaqqi Ali ibn Abi Talib salawatullah. And the hadith says, Kana min sirati Rasulillah. That was the seerah of Rasulullah. There were people looking at each other. Why doesn't he give our name? There were one or two, there were few. They used to look at each other. The one looked at the second and the second looked at the third. They look and say, why doesn't he use our name sometimes? Why Ali ibn Abi Talib all the time? Then they say to each other, let's not ask this question now to the Prophet. Let us wait for a time when Ali ibn Abi Talib has got difficulty. Maybe the Prophet will use our name. Maybe. So years pass every time. Bihaqqi Ali ibn Abi Talib. Bihaqqi Ali ibn Abi Talib. So one time, few years afterwards in Medina, Mawla came to Masjid al-Nabawi. Who is coming? Ali ibn Abi Talib, salawatullahi alayhi. And says, Ya Rasulullah, I am in difficulty. I have a great difficulty. Pray for me. Now those people who looked at each other, they said, now is our turn. Maybe now somebody else's name will be spoken. And the Holy Prophet said, he raised his hand and asked everybody else to raise his hand. And he says, Allahumma irham Ali ibn Abi Talib bihaqqi Ali ibn Abi Talib. He said, Allah, remove the difficulty of this person. Bihaqqi Ali ibn Abi Talib. Now these people who were looking at each other could not bear anymore. They said, Ya Rasulullah, Ya Rasulullah, why did you not use somebody else's name? We are all seated here. Rasulullah says, oh, I wish you knew that when I am in difficulty, Rasulullah says, when I am in difficulty, I say, Bihaqqi Ali ibn Abi Talib, salawatullahi alayhi. How important this love of Ali ibn Abi Talib is in our mind. We have to understand, and those who understood the love of Ali ibn Abi Talib, great understanding of the love, we find that there are personalities who got connected with Ali ibn Abi Talib and with Ahlul Bayt. And we should desire, our aim should be that we can get connected. Our Imam is alive. Every morning get up and do dua ahad and do your oath of allegiance to Imam. Oh Imam, I give you oath of allegiance that I am with you. And if I'm dead, make me rise from my grave and I can come with my sword in my coffin to defend you. That should be our attitude. There are people that were connected to Ahlul Bayt. Such person, one of them is Maysam-e-Tammar. The Urdu poet beautifully says, Ye kaun si manzil hai teri ishq ki Maysam? Ye kaun si manzil hai teri ishq ki Maysam? Tu dar pe be khofo khatar bol raha hai. What is that love that you had? That while you are being hanged, you are speaking. Who was this Maysam? And today, my time is already running out, and I do want to recite Masahib as well. Who was this Maysam? Maysam-e-Tammar was a slave of a lady of Bani Asad in Kufa. And he was from Naharwan district. And he met Mawla Ali just 2 years before Mawla was made Shaheed. Only 2 years with Mawla. But look how much he gained from Mawla Ali ibn Abi Talib. How much his love got him where he was. So Maysam, one day Mawla sees him after a couple of years of Zahiri Khilafat. He sees him in Kufa on the streets. And he says salam to Maysam. And Maysam, he asks his name to Maysam. And Maysam says, my name is Salim. Salim, my name is Salim. Mawla Ali said, Salim, your name is not Salim. My holy prophet, Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa said that you will meet a person who calls himself Salim, but his mother kept the name Maysam. Maysam started crying. Ya Ali ibn Abi Talib, how did you know that my mother had kept the name Maysam for me? This is Maysam Tammar. Few years with Ali, 2 years. How much love he developed. Every footstep. Mawla bought him, released him from slavery and made him do, he was called Tammar because he used to have a little date stall and he used to sell dates. And his love for Ali. These are stories after stories. But one day Mawla Muttaqiyan, Asadullah al-Ghalib, Ali ibn Abi Talib, salawatullah. He said, oh my son, you show so much love for me and Ahlul Bayt. What will happen to you when you will be forced and told to denounce, and you'll be told to abuse Ahlul Bayt, and you'll be told this? My son said, I'll never do this. And at that stage, Mawla said, my son, then look at that tree, that date palm tree. This tree is where you will be crucified, and then you will be hanged, and then your tongue will be cut off, because you will keep on saying the love of Ali and the fadail of Ali. You know what my son used to do, my younger brothers? When we hear something like this, we would be frightened. But his love was so great. Every day he used to take a can of water and go to that tree and put drops of water on the tree and says, oh tree, grow up like my Mawla said, so one day I can be there standing crucified and hanged on this tree. This is the love of Maysam Tammar. And look at his love. When Ibn Ziyad tells him, I'm going to crucify you, you do not. You say things about Ali ibn Abi Talib, which is not acceptable to us. You propagate Ahlul Bayt. It's not acceptable to us. Think about these words. Imagine if we are confronted by this question. Stop. Where would we be? He says, I'm going to kill you. And not only kill you, I'm going to hang you on the tree. And Maysam said, my Mawla said that you are going to do this. And he said, not only that, he said, my tongue will be cut. Ibn Ziyad said, no, I will not cut your tongue, I'll just hang you there. Maysam is hung on the date palm, nailed on the date palm, hung on the date palm. And every moment people are passing, Maysam says, oh people of Kufa, come, let me tell you about Ali ibn Abi Talib. Let me tell you who Ali ibn Abi Talib is. Let me tell you who the Ahlul Bayt are, how pure they are, how we can get connected. Ibn Ziyad hears about this and he says, Maysam, go and cut off the tongue of Maysam and then kill him. It happened. And that is the love of Ahlul Bayt. It is this love that we talk about. Azadarane Hussain. My time has come and Masaib has to be recited. When you look at the history of Karbala, today, after the 2nd of Muharram, the caravan of Hussain with the little children arrives in Karbala. And as they arrive in Karbala, Janab Zainab, eyes are filled with tears and says, oh Hussain, oh my Majai Hussain, oh my brother Hussain, I hear the voices of my mother Janabe Fatimatu Zahra crying in this land. Mawla says, oh Zainab, we are here to give our lives for Allah and save Islam. At a place near Furat, the horses suddenly stopped. And as the horses stopped, Mawla asked, Why are the horses not going forward? Then he asked the people, what is this land called? An old man came forward and said, Yabna Rasulillah, this is called Nainava. Somebody said, Ya Yabna Rasulillah, it's called Maria. And then one old man came and said, Yabna Rasulillah, this is called Karbala. This is Karbala. Imam, hearing Karbala, stood up and said, this is the land I was searching for. This is the place where my holy grandfather had told me that I, with a faithful companion, will be slain after 3 days of hunger and thirst. Here the garden of Fatima will be made barren. Saying this, holy Imam ordered the caravan to be stopped, the tents to be pitched. When Zainab heard this, she said, oh brother Hussein, where are we stopping? I hear my mother. Hearing this, the tents were put up. Imam took his brother Abul Fazl Abbas. Now just imagine, this is Karbala. This is the land of Karbala. Imam takes Abul Fazl Abbas and says, oh Abbas, on day of Ashura, here will lie trampled body of Hazrat Qasim. His body will be trampled. He said, Abbas, this is where honor Muhammad will be slaughtered. Oh Abbas, this is where my little 6 months old Ali Asghar will have an arrow from Hurmala. Oh Abbas, this is where your hands will be chopped off trying to get water from Sakina. And then he says, oh Abbas, this is the place where my mother is cleaning the dust. This is the place where I'll fall from Zuljana and I'll come down on the earth of Karbala. And Zainab will be watching from Tale Zainab here. Azadaro, the Mu'mineen, this is Muharram, month of Muharram. Let us give our condolences to Janab Fatima to Zahra. You know what Mawla does then next? He calls the people of Karbala and says, oh people of Karbala, I buy this land from you. And then he buying that land, he says, I have only one request. When the Malayin, when the enemy leave our bodies on the earth of Karbala, after the day of Ashura, please come and bury us. Imam is asking, please come and bury us. Then he turns, oh my Muslim Imam, he turns towards the women and says, oh women of Bani Asad, if you see our bodies lying on the earth of Karbala, come and cover us up. And then finally turns to the little children in Karbala. Oh our Muslim Imam, he says, oh children of Bani Asad, when you see our body, you will not be able to bury us, but playing, take dust from the Karbala and throw it on us so that our body is covered. Oh Mawla, your request after Ashura was not accepted by people. Oh Mawla, after Ashura, did your body lay without kafan and burial? Heartless enemy trampled your body with the hooves of the horses. How they slaughtered Imam Hussein and left him lying on the plains of Karbala. Al-Azadaro, Imam's body lied without kafan and ghusl on the heat of Karbala. Ala la'natullahi ala al-qawm az-zalimin. Saya'lamu allazina zalamu ayya munqalibin yanqalibun. إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. يا الله بحق محمد وأنت المحمود، وبحق علي وأنت العالى، وبحق فاطمة وأنت فاطر السماوات والأرض، وبحق الحسن وأنت المحسن، وبحق الحسين وأنت قديم الإحسان، وبحق 9 المعصومين من ذرية الحسين عليه السلام. Ya Allah, all the mu'mineen that are gathered here, Ya Allah, grant their wishes. Ya Allah, accept these moments that we have spent in this ibadah as ibadah and accept accept this and give us great rewards for this. Ya Allah, those who are not feeling well, grant them best of health. Ya Allah, our marhumeens who are no longer with us, in the grave they keep on saying, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein. Ya Allah, grant them maghfirah. Ya Allah, hasten the reappearance of Wali al-Asr, Hujjat ibn al-Hasan, and make us amongst his Ansar. Bar Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.